I was gonna ask you about kind of to get back on Linux
Mm.
for a second because I think I tangented us on
That's
YouTube
all
for
good,
a
it's all
bit
good.
in the
Tangents are
algorithm. My bad.
perfectly fine here.
Okay. Um, I wanted to ask you about the Cosmic Rust desktop and what you think about it so far.
I think Cosmic is really cool. Um, one of the this is actually one of the streams I do frequently do, which is the like breaking Cosmic on stream because it's an
Right.
alpha and alphas
Yeah.
have problems.
Mhm.
Um, I don't. I don't know why, but it seems like Alpha 2, at least at this stage, is quite a bit buggier than Alpha 1.
Yeah.
Um, so they recently added in desktop icons, and
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a file that I have on my desktop that is causing problems or what it is, but there is a number of hilarious problems with it where it my icons just flash every couple of seconds, making them just really annoying to look at. But also the bigger problem, I can't use desktop icons because there is a memory leak. And on
Oh.
stream, I am so thankful I have a 48 gigabyte swap, which everyone bullies me for having. But it let me realize that I was using 70 gigabytes of RAM
Oh my
before
gosh.
my system was going to die running Cosmic. Um,
Wow.
there
Wait a
seem,
second.
yeah, yeah. Go on.
Wait. You just said there was a memory leak.
Mm.
How's that possible?
You can memory leak in Rust.
I'm just kidding, of course, but I
Yeah,
know there's gonna be people out there like
I
they're
wasn't
gonna be
aware
the
of this. I thought this was part of like the memory safety guarantee, so it wouldn't be surprising if other people brought it up as well. But no, you can definitely memory leak in Rust.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Again, when I was running the applet, the desktop icon applet, it was throwing warnings in my terminal. So it's very possible that one of the files I had
Mhm.
was something that they just hadn't really considered being a file you would have. Like I on my
Gotcha.
desktop, because I've got files there from when I was still in uni. There is I think it's called like users.dat. It's a like
Mhm.
18 megabyte text file full of like database entries. It's somewhere around here. Movies, yeah, ratings.dat and users.dat. Yeah, so it's an 18 megabyte file, basically of colon separated values.
Gotcha.
So it's what is that? A million entries. I have to open it in Vim because I open it in pretty much any graphical text editor. It is not very happy about that. But it might have complained about that file, like maybe something they're doing, it sees that file and it freaks out. And for whatever reason, something breaks.
Wow.
Besides those issues though, like Cosmic as a core concept, I really like the idea of because I pretty much grew up on Linux using, I guess not really grew up on Linux, like, I've been using Linux for a couple of years now, but when I started using Linux, I started on the window managers. I started on i3, BSPWM, things like that. So I like tiling. I really like tiling, but now that I've used KDE Plasma for a good couple of months at this point, I kind of appreciate having the desktop environment there as well. So having the best of both worlds, or at least hopefully long term, that's what it's going to be. I think when it's ready, it's going to be really, really cool.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, I'm with you
supposed to
on
be
it.
ready. Carl thinks early next year. That's his
Yeah,
prediction.
I could see that with the rate that they're going. I I talked to there's a desktop developer called Michael as well, and
Mm-hmm.
talked to him quite a bit in the background just to get a feeling on things, new things that they're adding, changing, fixing, whatnot, and I kind of get the similar feeling just based on things that he's telling me as well, and which stage they're in and how they plan on getting to a beta and so on and so forth. But the big thing that I've been running into is the Bluetooth for me is a mess.
Okay.
I can't get. So, for example, like my keyboard requires Bluetooth connection. Then you got to type in a pin, right? And I can't get the pin dialog to ever pop up.
Mhm.
So I can't ever connect my keyboard to the desktop. I have to go find an old wired one to slap in there. But I remember like it wasn't yeah, it was Alpha 2
Mhm.
finally got it to where I could use Bluetooth period.
Mhm. Mhm.
Before that one, you know, in the first alpha, I was getting all sorts of like Bluetooth issues. I couldn't even get like the Bluetooth dialog to pop up. It was like doing all sorts of things, disappearing. It'd restart itself and all this fun stuff. So I love the fact that they're making such big progressions between these releases. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I mean, we're looking at stuff that's still, you know, in complete development. And to watch and see them develop this over the last 2 years and how well it already works with multi displays, you know, with varying different graphics
Unless it's
cards,
a
even
vertical
like
display.
unless it's a vertical display. I haven't tried it on a vertical display.
Vertical
You having
displays
issues?
work. Screenshots don't. They
Oh,
they
okay.
are aware of this. They knew about it before Alpha 1. They were like, "We'll deal with it eventually, but like it's not a big deal."
They're like, we'll get it for Brody eventually.
Well, a lot of developers also use them as well. Like they'll
No,
have their
I'm
text
kidding. I'm
editor
kidding.
on, like, you know, they'll have like Vim or VS Code or whatever on a vertical display, or they'll have like a Slack or something open.
Yeah.
The issue is, it's an issue with the portal actually, where
Okay.
it it doesn't really know how to handle the vertical display, and what it does is, so you know how when you like use a screenshot tool, like a lot of the GUI ones, they'll take a snapshot of the desktop and then you can like select things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
So with vertical monitors, it has the image rotated as if it's a horizontal display, but also half the image is cut off, so you see the desktop and then just black.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. But this also affects capturing
Huh.
vertical displays with OBS as well.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it's a problem they know they need to deal with, but eventually. Eventually, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just they've done a good job. I
Yeah.
mean, the whole team at System 76. I recently visited there. I went
Oh.
in, when was it? It was December.
Mhm.
No. February? Somewhere December to February of last year. I went out there. I was in Denver for a little bit, and I stopped by just to kind of see, you know, how they manufacture their laptops and their computers and everything. And they got to, you know, show me the desktop running on, you know, some of their computers and whatnot. And I think they're building a pretty great ecosystem over there. I mean, it's amazing, and also just the team there really seems like tightly knit. And it's kind of cool to see now. You don't see that as much nowadays, especially with like, I mean, even like the Gnome Foundation, for example. I mean, I think they got like they have to have over 100 employees at this point.
The foundation?
And just
No, I think the foundations are quite a bit smaller than that.
is it? Well, while you look that up, I mean, these guys are doing pretty amazing work. I
4.
mean, 4?
Yeah, like actual employees. They have a lot more volunteers.
Oh yeah, I guess you can. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. They have 200 volunteers, but like
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
employees is
Yeah, I said
4.
employees. My bad. I meant like just contributors. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry. But well, System 76, I think they got like, well, it's probably like, I don't know, 40-ish. I don't know what they have,
fine.
but
Wonder if we can find it.
yeah, I'd be interested too if you could find that number. But the fact that they're willing to like actually dedicate so much of their resources to that project just goes to show you how committed they are to Linux, because not a lot of, you know, I mean, basically for-profit organizations are going to go, you know, cast aside so many people to actually do that type of development. It's just, it's wild to me that they've been able to do this. And for such a, I mean, sure, 2 years doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're, you know, taking away a lot of resources, you can just see Carl's devotion to this whole thing. He really thinks that there needs to be a better desktop environment out there, and that they can make a dent in this. And I see the vision, and I think they're going to do it because they've shown it over the last 2 years how well they've pulled it together. You know, I personally believe that, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully it does get released by next year.
The number, they don't actually have like a proper number, but it seems to be around, LinkedIn's like 51 to 200 employees, which is like a big range. Um, I'm
I'm sure they got a
seeing,
picture somewhere.
I'm seeing somewhere close to 50-ish.
Okay.
Wait, that's a real. I just looked it up and I found a really old picture of Carl. Let's see if I can show you the picture. Copy that one. Where his hair was not yet gray, or like not yet fully gray.
That was before they started developing Cosmic.
Very much before they started developing Cosmic. But no, I really do like System 76. Everyone that I've spoken to there seems like genuinely passionate about what they're doing, and seems like they really want to make this happen. But as for spending all this time working on Cosmic, like I get what you're saying, but it's not, at least from what I can tell, as crazy of an endeavor as you might think, because they have a lot of customers who are asking for like tiling and asking for these different features that they were able to build Pop Shell and bring that over, because they had previously had a lot of customers who were like, hey, can I use i3 with Pop OS, or can I use but back when they had Ubuntu on their system, can I use i3 with Ubuntu? And it just made sense for them to build Pop OS as a distro and build Pop Shell on top of that. But GNOME is GNOME, right? Like GNOME has their own plans for what they want to do, and they may not like necessarily align with what System 76 like and their customers actually want. So building a platform from the ground up that you fully control, that you're not worried about the upstream just suddenly changing something and going more down a route of like less customization. Like, it makes sense. It might be a hard thing to justify, but long term, it's probably going to be a much better decision.
Yeah. And I'm in agreement with you on that, because I look at it from like the, let's just call it the Apple ecosystem type of thing, right? They're building from the ground up, and it makes a lot of sense for them. If they're going to make a very, well-known product that works, seamlessly from hardware to software, you kind of, you have to go that route. You know what I mean? And Apple is a testament to that, right? They've done a fantastic job with, just building this not only hardware architecture, but building up the software on top of that hardware. And their System 76 is kind of doing a similar thing. I mean, they're not as big or anything like that, but when you look at it from that viewpoint, it makes sense, especially if you can sell it to people. I mean, shoot, if there's we don't know the background metrics. I mean, someone could have requested this and been like, yeah, I need Cosmic, I want something built on Rust, Cosmic desktop. Can you guys build it for me? And I'll pay you gobs of money. I mean, we don't know that.
They don't need that. There are too many of their engineers I've spoken to who are like Rust diehard shills. They don't need anyone to pay them to do Rust.
No, they don't. They absolutely will.
Just speak to Jeremy Soller for 5 minutes about Rust, and you'll see why they don't need anyone to convince them about it.
Yeah, I think he's been pushing a lot of it.
Well, he's also a developer of a Rust operating system that he's been developing since the Rust beta, so...
Yeah, Redux, or what is it called? Yeah.